G'day everyone, Trouble here, jumping on the mic for the first time, as you have all been requesting to understand a bit more about my rockets. I will talk you through my team selection, who I target with machines, and then how I go about the rest of the hits. Before we get into it, I thought I'd give you just some insights into my overall strategy. I generally will take teams with a minimum 25 team power deficit in comparison to my opponents, anywhere up to 40, stretching it at 45k. Why? Machines generally do wipe out one target, and given it's then a 3-on-3 match, quite easy to select a team that will hopefully give me the edge over my opponents. Let's get into it. I hope you enjoy the content to come. Alright, kicking it off for the first battle. You can see I am bringing Nefre with the lead to give the HP boost. I've got the clauses just to control the battle as it goes through. Could have brought in any healer I wanted. However, with the fact that Nefre can res and share damage, I want to have that extra security in case this team was swamped or if there was any surprises as far as how quick the team could come through and potentially take down claws. So as you can see here, none of that was really needed, so a bit of a waste of resources, but that's okay. She just means that I had zero concerns going into this particular hit. As far as who I chose to take down with the war items, to be honest, no one's a particular threat from this particular team. Aurora does give the shield and attack up. If I don't have to deal with that throughout the hit, then so be it. So she was my target there. Miss Claus eventually will end up laying the dispel on Akuma's invincibility. She's never in danger given the color affinity that's here. Miss Claus is the weakest of the bunch, but Nefre makes sure that he's never going to die. So all in all, I think it's a straightforward example of how to go about the hit, taking advantages of who you're coming up against. As we go through kind of this hit, you'll see that there is a little bit of mana denial going on. Not that it was particularly needed, but it's good to keep up the practice for when you come against those tougher teams and really need to be on top of your game when it comes to ensuring your opponents cast as little as possible. Right, as I mentioned earlier, Mrs. Claus is obviously here. bit for the freeze, but more so to making sure that Akuma isn't an issue. Easily taking out his invincibility. Some people like to G up their Akumas with resistance, but you know, at the end of the day, I've never had to spend more than one or two at the most attempts at cleansing him. Jumping into the next hit, none of my heroes for this one had a lead that was applicable to a war, so you see Lenora there, but you know, there's no bonuses in this particular hit. Brought Lenora, I've only just gotten her to 6-star. I want to play around with her invincibility, see what that kind of looks like. As far as the lineup here is concerned, taking out Martin with machines is no brainer. He's got high defense, it's nice and easy. I can ensure that he's not soaking up the damage. I've got the color affinity against our mate here that we're taking down, so just need to build up enough hits to counter the heals from the Green Dragon and Texas as we go through. Pretty straightforward hit. Again, not much to be concerned about here, if I'm honest. Yeah. Again, you'll see some attempts at a little bit more mana denial, but they got a bit more luck, hitting several times, plenty of purple gems, but it amounted to nothing at the end of the day. As you can see here, 33k difference and change in team power. It doesn't really mean too much when your war machines take out a hero. For this hit, I decided to take out Texas first because I've got Kusai as dealing my majority of my damage here. The spell shield would have been annoying. With color affinity against the greens, I was hoping that there'd be no issues with landing anything on her end. I did stupidly forget about Najar and the buff that he gives at the start. That's okay. I would have been twiddling my thumbs, and I ended up charging up to be able to cast again before his buff ended. So not the be all and end all in this circumstance. I've got Martin to soak up the damage. Sometimes Vigo can pack a punch. Gaffers just gives that extra bit of survivability. She has the attack up as well. And I've got Martin as the lead for a bit of HP in this particular one. So for me, if I've got a choice between attack and HP, I'll generally go with HP. I'm confident that I can outlast the majority of teams out there. When it comes to speed versus HP, it really depends on the opponent as to what I'm going to be picking. Use your judgment there. It's always good to go first just to get your machines in, but speed isn't everything. You've got to have the right builds and take in teams that are going to give you the edge over your opponents. Again, 33,000 TP difference on that last hit. As we kick off in this one, Helga is, for me, the only choice. I've got the color affinity against all of the red. Taking this team without a cleanse or a stun or anything of that nature, because I'm confident to be able to take them out quite quickly. Decided to go for Sophia first, just because she can be a pain if she's built correctly. I'm never worried about Akuma. It's too easy to kill, especially when taking in Cyril, who guaranteed to get rid of his invincibility. As far as leading this one, don't need the extra crit that Cyril can provide, and both Raven and Aurora provide resistance, so just went with resistance, doesn't matter who provides it. In this one I don't really try too hard for mana denial, simply because I'm soaking up all the blue tiles myself anyway, so naturally mana denial is happening, and if they get red tiles against my lineup, red against blue is quite weak, so it wasn't a concern. Okay, so I've got the green machine coming in for the lead in this particular hit. Reason being is that it just provides some attack up. Didn't really need anything else going into this one. Brought Texas along to obviously counteract Kusai and what she was offering as far as debuffs is concerned. She does get some through, but Texas does enough with his healing and the shield from our Gira is enough that I'm not concerned from what she can offer. Now Azanka is the easy target as far as war machines, given her res ability, so off she goes on that front. Decide to take out Bigo next because again I feel like he can sometimes hit like a truck. So he was my pick. I've got the color affinity for two of my heroes against Oglin, if that's how you pronounce his name, but he's quite slow, so I had zero concerns that Texas was in danger. But for me, it was again relatively straightforward. As long as I can keep some of the tiles away from Kasai and getting matches, then that should be pretty sweet. Alright, so for this one, I've got the triple threat with the green machines, Hemp, Floki, and Mahog. Mahog's got my lead in this one, defense lead. Defense always helps in war, especially when you've got two heroes that are going to benefit from it. Hemp's going to get the speed increase, Mahog's going to get the increased damage from his special ability. Got Floki in here to provide spell shield because I was going to take down Ketra with the war machines. She's defense special, so it makes sense to get her killed straight away. Some people would go for Inula first, but with the heroes I had floating around, I decided to go down this path. Inula's quite squishy, so I wasn't concerned that I'd get slept to death and then be blown out the water. So felt comfortable and safe with my decisions on this one. As you can see, going quite well for me. Alright, bringing my mate for this third one, Gudrick in, to soak up all the damage that they might be doing. Got my Inula and my red healer check to ensure that I move first. They're quite speedy, just to ensure that I don't get left to death and taken out early. So where I can, I will take the Inula down with gems, and then before it's their turn, I'll just finish her off with War Machines. My next focus is just their DPS. Means that they don't have somebody who's going to hit super hard when it comes to the bonus damage piece. Gedrick's the lead on this one, just increased defense, which always helps during a war battle. Choice of healer, for me, I love this trick just because she can heal quite a lot. Obviously, you need to be confident that whoever you're healing isn't gonna get smacked too hard, because she heals based off of current HP of her target. So, healing somebody when they only have 10% health isn't gonna do a lot for you. But when they're sitting at 60% health, it means that she can easily keep somebody topped up. And I think Gudrick's a good pairing for her. Right, coming up on the last hit of the war. All the advantages are mine, as you can see. I've got a 3-on-2 situation. Tycho keeps him stunned the entire time. I've got Boggers as speed lead for this, and I've brought in Alex as a buffer for it, but not super important to this one, given that I can keep him stunned all day long. So that's it for the war hits. Final note from me is that if you are looking for a bit more of a challenge, Phoenix Hunters is actually recruiting at the moment. I'm looking for 1 to 2 players who are, focused on war hits, have a decent TP and roster. If you're interested, hit us up on Discord and have a chat to us. That's it from me. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you have any comments for me around what I've gone through, feel free to drop them below. And I will see you all in the next hit.